Welcome to the Lime Flavored Show, episode 3 being recorded on the 21st of January 2013. I am your host, DJ Allen, and from last week you can see that things are a little bit different behind me. We're trying some stuff out, and this might actually work a little bit better. We'll see how it actually works in all. Below me here, you see the new lower third. I've got an actual fade that you can see without having anything held behind it. I like that, and the show should be right here if everything works correctly. Behind me, you see my widescreen high-def TV with the cool stuff behind it, rolling on it. So we'll see how that works for the future. We had to turn down some settings to get it to look like that. We'll see how we can get it to go in the future. And I know this isn't the most high-def broadcast at the moment, but we're doing what we can. I'm a little bit washed out because there's a light right here, but we're just going to live with it because that's how I roll. So, first, an update on the beard. I'm sick of it. I want to get rid of it, as I said last time. I'm keeping it because it was negative.
Checking now.
We're checking.
Now it's 2.
It's 2 below 0.
No, it's 2 above.
2 above 0 Fahrenheit, and that's unpleasantly cold. So I'm going to keep it until it gets up into the teens and 20s on a regular basis, at least. So while I do want to get rid of it, I'm forced to have it due to the temperature. It is unfortunate, but that's how things go. All right. Just had my birthday. I celebrated 2 days ago. 2 days ago?
Yes.
2 days ago. I sent out an open invitation on Facebook to any of my Facebook friends, and we had 6 people total show up. 2 of them had to leave fairly early, but that's okay, because at least they showed up. But nobody else did. And I have come to learn also that another party was going on at the same time with another large group of my friends, so I was completely ignored, and we could have combined these parties, but we'll deal with that in the future. The Atlanta Falcons, whom I am a fan of, and who last week I wore my hat, which is just over on the table there, have lost. They are out of the playoffs, and the 49ers, San Francisco 49ers, are going to the Super Bowl. It's unfortunate, it's disgusting, and I just don't know what else to say. So it's unfortunate and disgusting. I have considered, I've been a Falcons fan for a really long time, and I have considered this is the first time I've considered actually jumping ship. It was a very upsetting experience, and I'm just going to let next season start before I do anything drastic. But it's the first time I've thought I'm tired of not seeing my team get anywhere, because I'm also a fan of Manchester United, who have won more championships than anyone else in the English Premier League. They have won more Premier League championships than all of their competitors combined. They are one of the top teams in all of Europe. We don't have as many European Cups or Champions League Cups as others, but with our success domestically, we're still competitive. We're one of the most popular teams in the world. And compare that to the Atlanta Falcons, it is very hard to keep coming back to the same disappointing experience year after year after year. Now, the NFL, the way it is, the way it used to be, is the Oh, that's better. The way it used to be is that you'd have you'd you'd have several years of a team being good. So, for instance, oh, you can hear the guinea pig now finally, right back there. Hello, piggy. Drinking water. Anyway, you'd have several years of the team being good. So you would have you'd get your draft, your team would be good, and you could rely on that for a good 3, 4, 5, 6 years. Whereas now with free agency, the team can go from the best in the league to worst in the league in the course of a single season. And I'm afraid that though the Falcons were the best team in the league of the regular season, that we're barely going to make the playoffs next year, because that seems how it goes. I mean, we've made the playoffs the last 4 years, I think. So we've had 4 winning seasons in a row, and I'm just afraid that that's going to end. And I'm just tired of disappointment. And some of you that are out here watching, maybe you will feel the same, but understand my pain, because at least the Falcons have made it to the Super Bowl once. There are still 4, I think it's still 4 NFL teams that have not ever made it to the Super Bowl, and I know 2 of them are the Lions and the Browns. So those fans should also feel my pain. There has been absolutely no audio production done on Moonrise up to this point. This weekend, the temperature is not an excuse. It's I drank a lot, and then I was tired the next day, and I was tired today, so I decided to just lay off of it. I will begin audio production later this week on another chunk. I actually have a small chunk of it done. I just need to add music to the back of it and maybe a sound effect here or there. Go from there. I've also done no writing. I have intended to do some writing. I've been lazy. It's been a long, hard week. It's going to be a hard next couple of days because I go back to work tomorrow and I work the next day on Wednesday. So it's going to be hard to just jump in and get things produced the way that they need to be so that I can get things rolling in the right direction. So it's been hard. So I apologize that things haven't started appearing yet, but my co-host, Trisha, for the Limelight on Apple, we had a discussion about it today. At this point, when it debuts, we have no intention of always being on for a half hour or always being on for 45 minutes or having a 15-minute show all the time or always being about, the hardware side of the technology. We're also going to do apps that we find that are fun for the iPhone or the iPad. We don't use any other phones, so that kind of limits what we have there, but we will get information from others that want to contribute. And if you wanted to send stuff in, I would also put your videos on the show. I am still working on the guest for this show that I said that I was going to. He has not responded yet. Yes, it's a he, and I had intended to have 2 guests on today, Morgan Imperial and her boyfriend Carl, but they had other arrangements that had to happen for today, so they couldn't join me for this show, but we'll see about getting them on in the future. Carl, a little bit more difficult, living in England. Normally, he's over here for I'm hoping it's a vacation, a holiday, but he could definitely Google Hangout his way in, and we could get him that way. Go from there. Now, however, it is time to talk about the sponsor of the show, Trisha's Bakery. As stated before, several times, Trisha makes hats, crocheted hats, for cold weather type things. There are several types of animals. We have rabbits and owls, which are the most popular. Frogs. She could probably make a panda bear. I know that there has been raccoons. things like that. The store itself is 413 East Broadway in Bismarck, North Dakota. And she is a store for about 30 different vendors who sell Pride of Dakota products, such as honey and books and pet beds and things of that nature. I am the production side of the dog treats, so we have several different flavors of dog treats. I believe eight or nine different flavors for dog treats, which I make. We can ship anywhere in the United States for sure, and I think that I don't know if you don't ship to the out of the country.
No.
Okay.
I don't offer it really unless someone wants to pay a fortune in shipping.
Because the shipping, it will be fairly expensive, so the shipping outside of the United States is not happening at the moment. But we do thank her for her sponsorship, and I encourage you to go to her website, trishasbakery.com. And Trisha is spelled Tricia, trishasbakery.com. And if you click on Shop in the upper right-hand corner and shop for things, and in the checkout, you can use the coupon code LFS1 for Lime Flavored Show, all lowercase. You can get $5 off an order of $5 or more. Are we just doing it this month? So far, we're just doing it this month. It may be extended. We'll see how that goes. But we want to thank her for supporting the show, and we want to continue working with her. So go ahead and go to trishasbakery.com and buy lots of stuff so that I have a lot to do between shows. Now, as you can see behind me, what's not coming through, I don't know. Because we've turned it around so dark, there's actually two colors. There's green and blue, and there's the sun there, and that's the Earth spinning, and the little things you see popping up there are numbers and technological-looking graphics stuff, and then of course I have the Lime Flavored Show scrolling up over in front of it. That's not the only video I have. It is royalty-free and free to download and free to use. So I wanted to, give it a shot, and then we can use other things in the future. Or if I had, for instance, a guest Skype in, and I used this set the same way, the guest would appear there. Wouldn't that be neat? So we could definitely give that a shot. And of course, I will be smart enough next time to put trishasbakery.com up there, and we can browse around it and show you the actual products and the website itself. Her website is now beautiful, very beautiful, and it will only get more so. All right. In the year 2013, well.
So sorry, my game.
And what are you playing?
I'm playing Battle Cat.
Battle Cats. Is that the name of the app?
Yes, it is.
Name of the app for iPhone and iPad is Battle Cats. Maybe you want to check it out. Trisha wholeheartedly recommends it as her pick of the month because she was playing The Simpsons Tap something or other. Tapped out. She was pretty into that, and since she's gotten Battle Cats, I don't think she's touched The Simpsons.
Not really.
Nope. See, I was right. So we've moved on from The Simpsons to Battle Cats. I looked at Battle Cats, and it doesn't interest me very much, so I'm not going to go ahead with it. All right. In 2013, which is the current year, as is indicated by, let's see, the episode number and the date there, which you'll kind of guess is going to change every week. I told you last time that I had a New Year's resolution of losing at least 50 pounds. I still want to do that, but I also want to do other things to improve my general life. So some of the things that I am going to make sure that I am doing better and more attentively in the future, this year, I'm going to get very good at these things. For instance, I'm going to help more around the house because living in a clean environment and being partly responsible for that clean environment will make me feel better. It will make her feel better. And the most important thing I thought about this is if I'm helping to clean the house, I'm putting stuff away, which means when I need something, I won't have to ask where it is because I'll already know. So
Brilliant.
that yes, very brilliant. And that is a very neat side effect that I thought of, and I'm glad that that's part of it. But that's not all. I am also going to pay more attention to my wife. I believe part of getting my
Getting to open it early.
getting to open my birthday present early, which was a backup storage for my computer, was making sure I don't interrupt her while she's speaking and paying attention to her more often. So what I've worked out is this is what happens most often. I'll be reading an email and she'll start talking, or I'll be checking on something and I'm more focused on it than I should be, and she'll start talking. In the past, she will talk until she realizes that I'm not paying attention, and then she'll go, "What did I just say?" And I won't have any idea. Now, I know she was talking, and I've been, so I've been your typical husband, and I got caught, basically, not really paying attention. What I have promised to do is to pay attention more. So basically, when she starts talking, we haven't run into this yet, when she starts talking, I'm going to stop paying attention to what I'm doing. And if I can't immediately stop, or if I realize that she's been talking a little bit before I realize that I need to stop, I'm going to ask her to stop and start over, and we've okayed this as being okay, so that I can pay more attention and get more out of her than just the background noise, basically. So I want my wife to be more than background noise. I've been assaulted by chapstick.
Only because it's the smallest object I could find to throw at you.
Okay, so I want to pay more attention to my wife. I also want to exercise. While I've been, because of the temperature, and because I sleep in a different bedroom than my wife, that is because neither of us can sleep together at this point due to a variety of things. I sleep on a different floor. I sleep on the upper floor. She sleeps in the basement. And therefore, to not wake her up in the morning when I have to get up at 6 in the morning, I shower at night so that I just can get up, get dressed, and leave. What she's been doing is walking while I'm showering. So she's getting 15 minutes? 15 to 20 minutes of walking in a day. I have still not gotten any extra exercise at all in daily. Now, my job is somewhat physically active, and I mean, yes, much more than hers. And I'm actually doing things during the day, but what I am doing and the amount that I am eating is kind of being offset by, well, the amount that I'm doing is being offset by how much I'm eating. I'm a large guy. I have a portion control issue. I know that I have a portion control issue, and I just have to get more active. So maybe if I'm more active, I'll stop eating as much because I won't have as much time. How about that for theory? I'm wondering how well that pig drinking water there coming through. Still working on a chat room, by the way. Don't have one ready. Sorry. So I want to get more exercise in, so I want to start walking before showering. So we're going to end up going to bed earlier than we normally would on a night so that I can get 15 minutes in of walking or jogging or something so that I can then hop in the shower and then we can get to our normal bedtime routine. This also ties, all this ties in. I think that I eat more because I seem to be, personally, I seem to think that I'm stressed out fairly often. And one of the primary sources of stress that I have is Facebook, because I have a lot of aggravating friends. I mean, they're not intentionally, they're not setting out to aggravate me, but some of the stuff they says aggravates me, and I tend to get worked up over these things. So I am going to Facebook less, which may also turn into less computer working time too. However, if I want to turn this into a network, I guess I should just focus more on the network and rather than just busy or not busy time. Would you agree that that's a good idea?
I would agree less.
I am going to Facebook less. Now, I have started this by tying Facebook, Twitter, and Google Plus all into one. I am personally spending more time on Google Plus, not just jumping around. One of my shows that I have with Sean Steele is Echoes Darkly, and there is a Facebook group on, not a group, it's a community, Facebook community on Google Plus for Darker Days Radio, which is another podcast that does White Wolf / Onyx Path / World of Darkness game information. And I'm a member of that community, and there's a lot of good information coming out of there. So technically I'm doing show research because I joined that specifically so that I could get information from the community. It's been working out, and I've just added it to my Facebook time, but now that I've connected all three, I can post something in Google Plus and it will show up on both Twitter and Facebook, so I can stop showing up on Facebook as often. Because the people I have on my Google Plus account don't aggravate me. At least not nearly as often, and maybe it's just because I'm not there as often. But I'm going to be spending more time on it because that's where I'm tending to do things more often. So the last thing, which I've mentioned time and time again in this little Making My Life Better, is working on the network more. I am going to produce the Moonrise show that I told you I was going to produce because I haven't really done anything with it. I'm going to be writing, and I am going to be doing neat things that enhance your experience, like the lower third, the thing in the back. This isn't the set for the show, I should point out. What you're experiencing here is 180 degrees different than you experience in a normal week. So where I sit is right behind the screen here, and that's the printer and stuff over there. So this is what I'm looking at when I'm talking to you. Is the TV, and there's the guinea pig over there, his little piggy pouch, our wooden moose, our stereo equipment with all our awesome cords and stuff hanging down there. The oust, I'm not sure why the oust is out. It probably has been there a long time. Yeah, Christmas has been a hectic time for both of us, so we've tried to get that working out. But I do want to thank my one viewer for joining me live. Is that you? It's a viewer that isn't living in this house. I want to thank you for joining me live.
I'm seeing it live from the sidelines.
Yes, you are seeing it live from the sidelines. And join me again. You should bring a friend next time. Get at least one other person doing it. So I want to see that viewer number in double digits before episode 10. Think you can do it? I challenge you to get at least one more viewer. And then we can challenge them to get one more viewer, and you get another viewer, and then we just keep building from there. How about that? And I'll try to get myself a viewer, too. More viewers. You can reach me on officiallimeflavored@gmail.com if you email me. You can also reach me on this account, plus.google.com. I'm not sure what I'm waiting for the ability to use the vanity URL and put plus lime flavored on it so that I can have people directed here. Search for lime flavored on Google Plus. It doesn't have a profile picture as of yet, but it will in the near future. YouTube.com. If you search for these shows, well, actually, if you go to limeflavor.com and you can find the Google Plus account, you can find the YouTube account attached to that account, which is probably where you're watching this, since if you are not if you're not my live viewer, then this is how you're watching it. And if you're listening to it, you're probably listening through iTunes. Just search for limeflavored.com or limeflavored, and I believe you'll find all of our shows. That would include the High Council of Lime Lords, Echoes Darkly. I'm not responsible for the output of this, but J Bear on the Air, who I believe is on a break at the moment. And we will have Limelight on Apple on there, and Lime Flavored Chess coming, and all of that. So I want to thank you for joining me again. Thank you to the live viewer. If I had some way to know who you were, I would send you candy or something. But I don't. Not yet. I'm working on a chat room. You can find us on Facebook also, facebook.com/lime-flavored.com, I believe. If you search for limeflavored.com, you're going to find the page. All the updates from YouTube and my website go get posted on that line on the Facebook page, so you can find all the information there. And I will speak to you. Sorry about starting late tonight. I was a little bit late. Had nature called, and I had to answer the phone. And I did. I want to thank you for joining me, and we will see you again next week. Same YouTube time, same bat channel, same all of that. Goodbye.